Welcome back to the Believe in Diamondbacks podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Duchan, and I'm sorry it's been a little bit, been a couple weeks. I've been working on some things, started a new job, so I've been a little bit busy with that. But we are back with the show. Hope you all have been well. Hope you're all getting ready for a very, very exciting 4th of July weekend. Probably the biggest 4th of July in this country's history so far. The big 2-5-0. Had to put on the D-backs 4th of July hat from last year, but I will be getting my hands on a new one tonight for the D-backs game. But we're going to get to a series preview later on. Wanted to catch you guys up a little bit on where the D-backs have been and the struggles that have been going on. I think it's safe to say they have been struggling as of late. Been some good, been some bad. Sadly, it's been mostly bad, but let's dive in a little bit. So last time we spoke was prior to the Angels series. They did win that series. Happy to say that. Started it off on a Monday night. It was a 4-3 win for the D-backs. Starting pitcher that day for the D-backs was Ryan Nelson. Pretty solid. 7 innings, 9 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 5 strikeouts, no walks. And he did let up a home run. And then Mr. Paul Sewald got his 18th save of the season that night. So pretty solid, 4-3 win. Then the next night, not so pretty. They got shut out by Mike Trout and company. 7 starting pitcher that day for the D-backs was Merrill Kelly, and he got roughed up. Can't lie about that. 5 1/3 innings, 11 hits, 6 runs, 4 strikeouts, and a walk, and he lit up 2 homers. Not a good night for Merrill. And the D-backs bats pretty quiet that night with 4 hits. Now, heading into the series finale, still can win the series, and they did so. It was a day game, I think it was a day game. But anyways, 8-1 win over the Angels. Starting pitcher was Erod. He's been pretty lights out, knock on wood, this season. 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks. Did let up a homer. D-backs out-hit the Angels in that one 11-6, and they won the series. Solid. Then it got interesting after that. Minnesota came into town. They took care of business, not the D-backs. The Twins. The D-backs beat the Twins in the series opener 9-5. Starter for that one was Michael Soroka. This is where the wheels on the bus did not go round and round. They started falling off the bus a little bit. Michael Soroka would have to leave the game early due to an injury. He would only last for 1 inning, 2 hits, no runs, no strikeouts, no walks, but he got hurt, so they had to pull him. And that was pretty much the start of not good things for this D-backs team. They still got the win. Shout out to Taylor Clark for coming in, pitching pretty well. The bullpen did okay. They let up 5 runs. D-backs got 9 runs, so that's a plus. Also, Corbin Carroll had a pretty dang good day that day, going 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs. Can't go wrong with that. He had a 3-run triple, imagine that. But anyways, Michael Soroka ended himself up on the IL, and you'll hear a little bit more about that as well. Then the next day, ugly game. 16-8 loss to the Twins, and it was actually worse than that at some point. I remember this. They led 16-0. So the Diamondbacks, they shaved it in half. It's not bad. It's not great. It's definitely not great. But the fact that they were able to shave that lead in half, you take it. Yeah, it sucks really, really bad losing 16-0 or worse, but they figured it out. So, and in case you were wondering, they got out hit in that game 20-8. Not good. Then in the series finale, put that crappy game behind them and go get the series win. Unfortunately, that was not the case. Diamondbacks would lose this one 4-2. Starter for the Diamondbacks was a guy that nobody had really heard of because he had never had an MLB start. The Arizona Diamondbacks were forced to call up Jose Cabrera. This is a guy that has never pitched in an MLB game in his life. This was his show debut. So obviously, everyone's pretty nervous. This guy's a rookie. This guy has no experience, and we got all these guys on the IL. Is this the downfall of the Arizona Diamondbacks season? Jose was going to say no. Jose did his absolute best, and I thought he did a tremendous job for his very first start ever. And I'm actually going to talk a little bit about him this episode because he's been, knock on wood, pretty solid. Jose Cabrera, MLB debut, 5 innings, 3 hits, 0 runs, 3 strikeouts. He had only 62 pitches, and Torey Lovullo decided to pull him. A shutout. 5 innings in, Torey pulled him. Nobody really knows why. But then the wheels on the bus definitely fell off here. They had the lead. The Diamondbacks went up 2-0 in the bottom of the second, giving the young guy the lead. That has to give him tremendous confidence. This is my first ever start. Team's getting hits, getting runs. I have a lead. I just got to do my job. And then they pull him, and then it's off his hands. The bullpen does not do a good job. 3 runs from the Twins in the 7th, and then 1 more for the cherry on top in the 9th. They would win this one 4-2. It's unfortunate. Jose Cabrera almost had a win in his first ever game, so he would have to wait on that. Then they'd take a trip to St. Louis. An interesting series, definitely an interesting series. They would lose the series opener to the Cardinals. Starting pitcher in this one was Merrill Kelly. 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 2 strikeouts, and 3 walks. The Diamondbacks out-hit the Cardinals in that game, 8-7. It was definitely a game that was not the greatest. Cardinals won that one 3-2, like I said, and they led 3-0 at one point. So the Diamondbacks made a little bit of a comeback, but it wasn't enough. Then in game 2, 4-3 win. Solid. This was I don't even know the word I'm looking for. This was a gauntlet, very gritty team win. This was a great game. This was a game, I believe this was Jordan Lawler's return. No, I think that was in the first game. Anyways, so the Diamondbacks won this one 4-3. Starter for the D-backs was Eduardo Rodriguez, going for 6 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, but he had 3 walks, but not the end of the world. But they got the win there. I could have sworn that Jordan Lawler made his comeback in that game, but I was wrong. Anyways, then in the series, it wasn't the series finale. Then in game 3, this was a 4-game series. I'll get to that in a minute. The Diamondbacks won this one 9-4. Starter for the D-backs was another guy that had not made his big league debut. This was Mitch Bratt. He got called up from the minors. He did pretty solid. He went for 3 innings, 2 hits, only 1 run, 3 strikeouts, couple of walks. It's not bad. He didn't go for the Jose Cabrera 5-inning stat line, but he did all right. He did pretty good. And I could have sworn that he had pitched at a game I went to last year in Denver, but it was Nabil Krismat, not Mitch Bratt. His name kind of rhymed, but it wasn't him. But anyways, Diamondbacks get the win in that one. They would out-hit the Cardinals 12-8. Ketel Marte 2 for 5 with a homer. I believe Lourdes Gurriel Jr. No, he didn't. Who else had a homer in that game? That might have been it. Yeah, Lou James Groover got his first ever home run in that game. So there was 2 homers from the D-backs, Groover and Marte. They got the win 9-4. And then game 4, almost game 4. It was a rain delay, a controversial rain delay, I guess you could say. I don't know how rain is controversial, but I guess according to Paul Sewald's Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it nowadays, he and the team requested that they move the game up in the day because they knew that a giant storm was going to be rolling through the St. Louis area. And of course, the Cardinals, they would say no. So the team was not happy about that. I get it. So the game 4 was postponed. I want to say till later this month or next month. I can't recall, but they will redo the game. Then they take a trip down to Tampa Bay, Florida. Pretty nice vacation spot. Not for the baseball. They would be swept by the Rays. They would be swept. It was not pretty, too. The closest loss that they had was 2 runs, so I guess not terrible. But then they lost by 5, and they lost by 4. They started off losing by 5. It was a 6-1 loss. Zach Gallen went in this one. Not good. It was the 7th loss of the season. 6 2/3 of an inning, 4 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 2 homers. Not good. He got outplayed in that one. Diamondbacks they out-hit the Rays once again, 8-6, but no runs. And just out of curiosity, I can't recall. 7 guys left on base that night. 7. Not good. Then in the game 2, put it behind you. You can still tie the series, chance to win on game 3. Jose Cabrera would get the start in this one. 5 innings, and unfortunately it was not like his debut. 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 2 homers. The Rays were all over him, safe to say. Diamondbacks were out hit 8-7, and they lose that one 4-2. Then in the series finale, obviously the series is a loss already, but avoid the sweep, possibly. Not the case. Diamondbacks lose this one 5-1. Merrill Kelly, not a great day from Merrill. 6 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 3 home runs. Oof. The Rays offense was all over the Diamondbacks pitching staff in this series. They were out hit 10-5, outscored 5-1. You get the gist. Ugly series. Bring it back home. They play the San Francisco Giants. Remember that series? Remember that little stretch where they took down the Rockies and they took down the Giants and they played the Rockies and they played the Giants and they played the Rockies and Giants? Not really that many times, but it felt like it. They won the series against the Giants again. Yes. They started off. All right, I'm gonna get ahead of myself a little bit here, but they started it off with a big time win. They won a close game, 5-4. It shouldn't have been this close. Diamondbacks led by 4 in the bottom of the 6th, and they won 5-4. So it got a little shady for sure. Eduardo Rodriguez was a starter in this one, going for 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 strikeout, no walks. Paul Sewald would go on to get his 19th save, and the Diamondbacks would be out-hit by the Giants 9-6, ironically, but they would get the win in this one. Then in Game 2, they get another win, series win. They would win this one 8-2. Starting pitcher was a guy that you wouldn't expect. Brandon Pfaadt, after he got sent down to the minors earlier this season, I believe it was about a month ago, he got called back up due to all the injuries, and Brandon Pfaadt showed he's still got some gas in the tank. I'm a big fan of Brandon Pfaadt, especially after the 2023 NLCS when they threw him on the mound. I believe it was Game 3, did awesome. Then they threw him on the mound Game 7, and he did awesome once again. Great pitcher for the D-backs when he's good. When he's bad, he's not great. That's every player, I guess you could say, but he did good in this one. 5 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, and the 1 run was a home run. Fair enough. They get the win. They would out-hit the Giants 10-4, a 6-run win. I'll take that any day that ends in Y. Then, at the end of that game, that would be their 8th straight win to start the season against the Giants, 8-0. They have never done so. Keep in mind, earlier in this season, they already set the record, so any win after that would increase the record. They won the season series against the Giants for the 5th year in a row. I did not know that, honestly. Didn't feel like it, but they did. Then you go for the sweep in the series finale to start off the season, 9-0. The worst record you can have is 9-4. Not bad. Unfortunately, it was not the case. Not the case. The starting pitcher for the D-backs, Mr. Zach Gallen. 5 2/3 of an inning, 7 hits, 6 runs all earned, 4 strikeouts, a walk, and 2 long ball home runs. Not good here. Not good here at all. The Diamondbacks would be out hit 11-7. And yeah, so that was a loss that sucked. You know, every loss does. But when you start off season 8-0 against a team and it's the 5th straight year that you've beaten them in the season series, take it. You take it. It's a tough loss, obviously, but you put it behind you. But that's where they are now. A lot of lose a game, win a game, lose a game, win a game, if you're picking up that. 7-8 in the last 15 games. That's since I last recorded an episode. They are 4-6 on their last 10. Not ideal, but they've been losing games. It's not ideal. They are sitting about as 500 as it gets. They are 43-43 through 86 games. Not ideal, but not the worst. It's definitely not the worst. Surprisingly, even with all their bad play lately, I'm going to knock on wood when I say this, by the way, they are second in the division. The Padres have also not been doing so well lately. They are also about as 500 as it gets, 43-43. Both teams tied for 13 games back of the Doyers. But of course, the Padres, we hold the tiebreaker since they beat them earlier this year, I believe. So they're good on that right now. The Padres have lost 6 in a row. The Diamondbacks have lost 1 in a row. Hopefully that ends tonight. And of course, you got the Dodgers up at the top, 8-2 in their last 10, and they've won 1 game in a row. So that means they probably, they broke a 4-game winning streak. Could be on a 6-game winning streak right now. But anyways, we're not worried about them. That's for another day. But we start a new series tonight. Diamondbacks start a new series tonight. I'll be at this game. It'll be against the Milwaukee Brewers. They got a 3-game set against the Brewers. Tough team for sure. The Brewers, over the last 10, have won 7 games. They are hot. They're hot right now. They got a good defense. They've allowed the lowest amount of runs in the entire league with 312. That's kind of scary. Yeah, they've got the second best OPS allowed, second best batting average allowed. They're first in total bases allowed. They've been doing very well. A lot of that is due to Jacob Mizorowski, who I want to say the Diamondbacks avoid in this series, hopefully. Let's take a look. I don't know. We'll find out in a minute. But yeah, Jacob Mizorowski, I'm going to throw out his stats real quick because this dude is a heck of a player. 9-4 record, 1.47 ERA, 156 strikeouts. He leads the entire league. Unreal. He is a very talented player. Very young guy, but very, very talented, like I said. Yeah, hopefully they avoid him. I'm not sure. We're going to find out here in a minute. But let's do a little bit of a preview of this series with the Milwaukee Brewers. Milwaukee comes into this one 53-32. Diamondbacks come into this one 43-43. Okay, so they will face off against Kyle Harrison tonight. He comes into this one with a buckle up your seatbelt here. 8-1 record, 2.57 ERA, and 96 strikeouts. Yikes. But if it's any consolation, against Arizona's batters, they are hitting .361, 13 strikeouts to 2 homers. It's not bad at all. Hopefully, they can find a way to get it done. Some of their star players right now, let's take a look. Bryce Terang, batting .259, 49 ribbies, 12 homers. William Contreras, .293, 51 ribbies, 9 homers. Jake Bauers, .264, 51 RBIs, 15 homers. So that's basically 3 guys with 50 RBIs. That's unreal. Then you got Garrett Mitchell, .265, 40 RBIs, 7 homers. Jackson Churio, .295, 33 RBIs, 12 homers. Christian Yelich, .252, 26 RBIs, 5 homers. Sal Frelick, .250, 31 RBIs, 3 homers. Andrew Vaughn, .339, 24 RBIs, 2 homers. David Hamilton, .235, 13 RBIs, 3 home runs. They have a lot of guys with 20 or more RBIs. They have a lot of guys with 30 and 40 and 50. It's not ideal right now. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the Diamondbacks bats as of late as well. The starter for the Diamondbacks tonight is going to be Jose Cabrera. So I'm going to go get to see my first game with Jose Cabrera. I'm excited for that. Hopefully he can do well. He's got an 0-1 record, 3.60 ERA, 7 strikeouts. Not terrible. Yeah. And then in game 2, let's see. Starting pitcher is Brandon Woodruff. 2-1 record, 2.59 ERA, 41 strikeouts. Against Arizona batters, they're batting .212, 51 strikeouts to 7 home runs. Starting pitcher is expected to be Merrill Kelly for the D-backs. He's got a 5-8 record, 5.84 ERA, 47 strikeouts. And in the series finale on Sunday, they will avoid Jacob Mizorowski. Yay. Brandon Sproat. 3-4 record, 5.28 ERA, 80 strikeouts. And for the D-backs, it'll be Eduardo Rodriguez, 7-2 record, 2.21 ERA, and 71 strikeouts. And I'll also be at that game too. So I get to see my favorite pitcher of the season, and I get to see the rookie tonight. So I'm excited for that. But let's talk a little bit about the bats. Have they been doing well? Have they been upside down in a cave? Just kidding. That's a dad joke. But Ketel Marte over the last 20 games. I feel like that's fair. He's batting .313. It's not bad. He's got 14 RBIs, 6 home runs, 6 walks, 7 strikeouts, 3 stolen bases. Been left on base 23 times. Not ideal. So Ketel's doing his job. Let's take a look at Corbin Carroll. Corbin Carroll, by the way, congratulations, Corbin Carroll, on breaking Stephen Drew's record of the most triples in franchise history. Well done, Corbin. And he's got a long career ahead of him, so he can probably beat the crap out of that record. Pardon my French. Let's see. Corbin Carroll over the last 20 games, batting .224. He's got 11 RBIs, 19 strikeouts. Not ideal. 7 walks, 2 homers, 2 stolen bases, and he's been left on base 34 times. So I think it's safe to say Corbin Carroll is not doing the best. He actually has not had a hit in the last 4 games. 0 for 4, 0 for 4, 0 for 2, 0 for 4. And yeah, his last hit was 5 days ago on, I don't have the date on here for some reason, but 5 days ago against the Rays, he had a hit. He had 1 hit, and it was for an RBI at least. 1-run single. But yeah, he has not had a hit, so hopefully he gets a hit tonight while I'm at the game. Who else should we talk about? Ildemar Vargas. Remember his hot start to the year. Hasn't been so great lately, but he hasn't been getting starts. It's been the Pavin Smith show. I'm not a fan of that, but I'll give Pavin Smith his grace, and we'll talk about that. Ildemar Vargas. I kind of see why he's been pulled out of the roster now. Over his last 20 games, honestly, didn't even notice this. He's been batting .075. He's 3 of 40 in his last 20 games. 7 RBIs. He's scored 8 times. 4 strikeouts to 6 walks. Positive rate there. And he's been left on base 22 times. He hasn't gotten a start since 5 days ago against the Rays, just like Corbin with his hit. 0 for 4, 0 for 1, 1 for 4, 0 for 1, 0 for 3. He got to pitch against the Twins in that blowout game. That was pretty funny. So Ildemar Vargas has not been very good over the last 20 games. I see why he has been pulled. Hopefully he can figure it out. Geraldo Perdomo over the last 20. He's batting .243. Not bad. He's got 9 RBIs. He's scored 10 times. 12 strikeouts to 16 walks. Positive ratio. 2 homers. 4 stolen bases. 38 times he was left on base. Not the worst. Let's see who else we got on here. Nolan Arenado. Unk still got it? Question mark. Let's see. Over his last 20, he's been batting .205. Not the greatest. 4 RBIs. 8 runs. 19 strikeouts to 5 walks. Not a positive ratio. 1 homer. 2 stolen bases. 44 times he's been left on base. Not the greatest for Nolan. Next up, we've got Gabby Moreno. Let's see how he's been doing. I feel like Gabby's been picking it up a little bit, and he has. Over the last 20 games, 338 batting average. I think that's the best of anybody I've mentioned so far. 8 RBIs, 8 runs, 8 strikeouts to 13 walks. Positive ratio once again. 3 homers, a stolen base. He's been left on base 24 times. Not the worst. Let's see who else we've got on here. Yeah, let's talk about the guys on the IL. You've got Michael Soroka. He's on the 15-day IL, so hopefully back soon. Nelson on the 60-day. He will not be back soon. It's very unfortunate. It seemed like he was kind of figuring it out a little bit. Adrian Del Castillo, let's talk about him over the last 20 games. He doesn't play a ton, but he's been batting 154, not the greatest. 3 RBIs, 4 runs, 13 strikeouts, 6 walks. He's got a homer and left on base 13 times. So he definitely needs to pick it up a little bit. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., he's been playing pretty solid over the last 20, I believe. Yeah, 241. He's got 14 RBIs, 5 runs, 15 strikeouts to 1 walk. I hope he starts taking some pitches. 2 homers, a stolen base, been left on base 35 times. So not the worst. Anybody else on here? Those are all pitchers. Tommy Troy. We could talk Tommy Troy. Tommy Troy over his last 20, he's been batting 194. Not ideal. 6 RBIs, 12 runs, 17 strikeouts to 6 walks. He definitely swings and misses a lot. I want to say that's one of the most strikeouts in the last 20 games. I think there was one guy more, but it's off the tip of my tongue. 2 homers, 24 times he's been left on base. But yeah, Tommy Troy, I understand. He's a rookie, but man, swing and miss a lot. Like, if you watch his highlights, or not his highlights, but just watch tape over the last 20 games, or just overall, swing and miss a lot. So I hope it's something he can work on. Jorge Barroso, we can talk about him. He's on here as well. Last 20 for him, he's been batting 200. So that's every 5 times you get a hit. Not the greatest for sure. He's got 3 RBIs, 6 runs, 5 strikeouts to 3 walks. Negative ratio, by the way. 1 homer. He's been left on base 13 times. And where's Lou James Groover on here? Here he is. Lou James, over his last 20 games, he's batting 174. He's a rookie. Give him time. 4 RBIs, 4 runs, 10 strikeouts to 5 walks. He does have that homer, like I said. And then he's been left on base 27 times. And last but not least, let's talk about Pavin Smith. Pavin Smith, over his last 20 games, he's been batting 158, 4 RBIs, 4 runs, 10 strikeouts, 7 walks, 1 homer, 1 stolen base. He's been left on base 38 times. So there's a hole at first base right now. I hate to say it. I don't like calling anybody out specifically, but Pavin Smith and Ildemar Vargas just have not been doing it lately. So could they go after a first baseman? I hope so. I really do. I think this team is close. I do think this team is close. I don't want to see them sell again. Last year they sold, and then they go on a run and they barely miss the playoffs. Buy, and if you barely miss the playoffs, at least you tried. At least you tried. But if they sell again, I'm going to be upset. Let's talk about all the guys that are hurt right now, though. You got Michael Soroka, 15-day. Ryan Nelson, 60-day. Jose Fernandez, obviously, he's in the minors. Waldschmidt got sent to the minors. James McCann, he's on the 10-day. He's been on the 10-day for a long time. Tim Tawa got sent down. Jordan Lawler's on the 10-day. Hopefully he'll be back soon. Andrew Hoffman sent down. Philip Abner sent down. Mitch Bratt sent back down after 1 start. Juan Burgos sent down. J Mart still hurt. Corbin Burns still hurt. AJ Puck still hurt. Andrew Saalfrank, I think, is out for the entire year. Tyler Locklear in the minors. Blake Walston hurt. Christian Mena hurt. I think all these guys are hurt for the whole year. Cole Drake hurt. Dylan Ray, minors. Or no, Cole Drake sent down. Cade Stroud sent down. So a lot of guys in the minor leagues. A lot of guys hurt. But they're 43-43. What did I say in the first episode of this season? Just get by. Sound like a motivational speaker. Just get by. The recruits are on the way. I feel like the recruits are still on the way. They're beaten up a little bit, but they're still on the way, hopefully. Corbin Burns might not throw a pitch this entire season. It depends on how they do down the stretch. AJ Puck, hopefully. I think he also had a setback in his recovery. J Mart, knock on wood, I think is close, I hope, because we really need pitching. We really do. This team over the let's see. Oh, I can look at this too. This team over the last 20 games, as a team, they're batting .225. They've got 18 homers, 127 strikeouts to 71 walks. And they've allowed 87 runs. They've scored 78. That's a negative differential. And they've thrown 115 strikeouts. So it's safe to say this team is not doing what they should be doing. But second in the division, 500 baseball. Maybe they can figure it out, but they're going to have to buckle their seatbelts because they've got a gauntlet coming up. They've got a 3-game set against the Brewers at home. Then they've got a 4-game set in San Diego. They've got a 3-game set at the Dodgers. And then they get the All-Star break. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say Santa Claus. I know it's only July, but can I ask you for an early Christmas present? Here it is. Over the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Over the next 10 games, can you give me 6 wins? Can you give me 6 wins? Can you give me 5? 5 to 6 wins or more? I will take more. I won't complain. But can you give me 5 to 6 wins? And then I'll be happy. I just want 500 at the All-Star break or better. I will take better. But this is going to be a tough stretch. This is a really, really tough stretch. You play the Brewers, who have the best record in their division. The Padres, third in the division, right behind the Dbacks. And by the time that series starts, hopefully the same. Then you have the Dodgers. I think they have the best record in baseball for obvious reasons. But then after the All-Star break, I'm going to look ahead a little bit here. You got the Cardinals at home, the A's at home, at the Nationals. It's a beatable team. I know they beat up on the D-backs about a month ago, but it's still a beatable team. Then you go to Pittsburgh, then you go to Cleveland, then you're home to the Padres, home to the Dodgers, home to the Rockies. That's a long homestand. If they can get by this little stretch that they're about to head into, the next 10 games, tough 10 games, and do well, I'm confident. You still got the reinforcements. You got Jordan Lawler coming back. You got hopefully AJ Puck eventually. Hopefully Justin Martinez. I know Corbin Burns is probably out for a while, but maybe that miracle will come by and he'll have all his back pain go away and he'll be good to go this season. I doubt it, but you never know. But anyways, 43-43 through 86 games, a little over the halfway point of the season. They're doing all right. They could be doing a lot better, but with all the injuries they have, I'll take it. I will take it. Like I said in my first episode of this season, just get by. Reinforcements are on the way, and man, oh man, I really hope the reinforcements are on the way because it's been tough and these guys just cannot seem to stay healthy. But that is all I've got for you guys today. I appreciate all the support as always. If you want more podcasts like mine, or maybe a different sport or different team or whatever you want, check out the Believe Network wherever you get your podcasts. Really awesome shows on there. But thank you all for joining mine. I appreciate you for taking some time out of your day. Hope you all have a very happy 4th of July weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. Do not pull a Jason Pierre-Paul and lose some fingers. If you know, you know. But go out there and have some fun with your family. Eat some good food. Drink some good drinks, whatever it is you do. And check out a ball game or two at Chase Field this weekend. Should be a fun series against the Milwaukee Brewers. I think they could take the series. I do. I think the D-backs could. But we'll find out starting tonight. And I'll report back in a few days, hopefully, and we'll discuss the Milwaukee series and look ahead to the Padres. So until then, I appreciate all the support as always. Hope you all have a happy weekend and take care. Thank you for watching the Believe in Diamondbacks podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Duchamp, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.